Hi, I'm Camryn Romano, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the book Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. This book is really good, and it really influenced me a lot in many different ways that I'll get to as I continue the book talk. But this book is written by Scott Westerfeld, as I said before. This book is dystopian and science fiction, so if you like either one of those, it's a good book for you. The author, Scott, is a New York Times best-selling author. He was born in Texas, but now lives in Sydney and New York, so he has two houses. This is the first book of this series he wrote. The other books in this series are the second book, Pretties, the third book, Specials, and the fourth book, Uglies. Each book is really good, and they're all kind of building off the next one. But also Scott Westerfeld, he came to our school and talked about this book, the book Uglies, and what went into writing it. And sadly, I couldn't go because I wasn't at school that day, but I mean, I would have if I could. Okay, so adding to that, I'm going to share a passage with you from page 1. The passage goes, Tally Youngblood was waiting for darkness. She could see New Pretty Town through her open window. The party towers were already lit up, and snakes of burning torches marked flickering pathways along the pleasure gardens. A few hot air balloons pulled at their tethers against the darkening pink sky, their passengers shooting safety fireworks at other balloons and passing parasailers. Laughter and music skipped across the water like rocks thrown with just the right spin, their edges just as sharp against Tally's nerves. Around the outskirts of the city, cut off from town by the black oval of the river, everything was in darkness. Everyone ugly was in bed by now. Tally took off her interface ring and said, "Good night." "Sweet dreams, Tally," the room said. She chewed up a toothbrush pill, punched her pillows, and shoved an old portable heater, one that produced about as much warmth as sleeping, Tally-sized human being, under the covers. Then she crawled out the window. Outside, with the night finally turning coal-black above her head, Tally instantly felt better. Maybe this was a stupid plan, but anything was better than another night awake in bed feeling sorry for herself. On the familiar leafy path down to the water's edge, it was easy to imagine Paris stealing silently behind her. Stifling laughter, ready for a night of spying on the new pretties, together. She and Paris had figured out how to trick the houseminder back when they were 12, when the 3-month difference in their ages seemed like it would never matter. Best friends for life, Tally muttered, fingering the tiny scar on her right palm. So basically, this novel is set in a futuristic world in which everyone is surgically altered at the age of 16 to be pretty. In the novel, Tally cannot wait until her birthday, when she will be turned pretty and allowed to live in New Pretty Town with all the other pretties. She'll have her surgery, she'll be living with her friend Paris that she was talking about in the first passage, and she misses him dearly, so she's really excited to get the surgery and just become pretty again because she's so fed up with being ugly and not getting the same rights as everyone else, and she just simply doesn't want to be ugly anymore. However, when Tally makes a new friend, Shay, things turn out for the worst. Shay ends up running away, and Tally is told by special circumstances that she will remain ugly all her life unless she agrees to track down Shay and bring her back. Shay went somewhere called The Smoke, where a bunch of uglies that want to run away and they don't want to become pretty go. And they basically just live life how they want to live it without living by the special circumstances rules, and they don't get ugly. I mean, they don't turn pretty, that's what I tried to say. So the main thing that interested me in this book was a book talk given by a fellow peer in my class. The way she described and told about the book made me really interested and really want to read it. This book also really influenced me because it showed how the prettier people in society are reflected higher upon and how everyone follows certain trends and gets surgeries to be more and more like them. So let's say you see a beautiful model wearing a certain makeup product or got a certain nose job or something like that. You'll immediately want it, and because you'll think it'll make you look better, even though it will just make you fake and not who you are. So that shows that there's no diversity in our world anymore, and people are hating themselves, something I've been noticing every day. And this really affects me because I have flaws, you have flaws, everybody has flaws, and we need to embrace them and not hurt each other and break each other down about them, like how people in this society do. They try to fix everything, even things that shouldn't be fixed. And this book really changed me because it made me see that. It made me see more clearly how the world is doing this to each other, and we don't even notice it. Like, we don't even think about it, really. Okay, so I'm going to be reading another passage. This passage is about when the special circumstances comes to tell Callie about her task to find Shay. You mean you want me to go alone? Dr. Cable took a deep breath, a disgusted look on her face. This isn't very complicated, Tally. You haven't had a change of heart. You have decided to run away, following your friend Shay. Just another ugly escaping from the tyranny of beauty. Tally looked up at the cruel face through a prism of gathering tears. And then what? Dr. Cable pulled another object from the briefcase, a necklace with a little heart pendant. She pressed on its side, and the heart clicked open. Look inside. Tally had the tiny heart up to her eye. I can't see anything. Ow! The pendant had flash, blinding her for a moment. The heart made a little beep. The finder will only respond to your eye print, Tally. Once it's activated, we'll be there within a few hours. We can travel very quickly. Cable dropped the necklace onto the desk. But don't activate it until you're in the smoke. This has taken us some time to set up. I want the real thing, Tally. Tally blinked away the after image of the flash, trying to force her exhausted brain to think. She realized now that this had never been simply a matter of answering questions. She had always wanted her as a spy, an infiltrator. She wondered just how long this had been planned. How many times had special circumstances tried to get an ugly to work for them before? So this kind of explains how they're trying to get Tally to basically find her friend Shay for them, so that they don't have to do any of the dirty work themselves. They figure, like, oh, let's just make it ugly. Okay, so now that I've told you all this, it's your turn to pick up the book and read it. Why? Because then, if you don't read it, you'll never find out if Tally gets the surgery or what happens when she goes to find Shay. Or if, while getting the surgery, there's a mutation of some sort. Anyone in 7th grade and up would really enjoy this book. And also, if you like dystopian, you may consider reading The Hunger Games, Divergent, or Match. They're all very similar and dystopian, just like Uglies. I hope you guys read the book, and I hope you enjoy as much as I did, and I hope it affects you and influences you as much as it influenced me.